Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft discussion in the woods. Yay! My name is Kimberly Quinn, and I'm here to have a chat with you today to kind of expand on a chat we had, or several chats we had earlier, on boundary setting. Only this one is going to expand to bring a broader sense into the universe, because that's what happens. So many people don't realize that if you sort of continually look for ways to be unworthy, you will find them. You absolutely will. And we've talked about boundary setting. I'm actually doing a talk that's going to involve this at Penn State next week, involve this partially with self-care, because the source of how other people treat us is our own acknowledgement of our own value, our own self-worth. That's at the source. Remember that roughly 95 to 96% of what we say and do every day is coming from the vault. So these messages, this internal dialogue, as far as all this rhetoric, as far as how we view ourselves, our own self-image, our own self-esteem, our value, is all part of that. It goes into everything we say and do. So I also talked about Brene Brown, found in her research that those who were the best at boundary setting, really good boundary setting, had the most value, most self-value, and she found that these were the most compassionate people. And does not make a ton of sense, because they know how to be compassionate to themselves. Therefore, they can say this, and that, this and that is okay, this and that and that and that are not okay. Drawing a line in the sand doesn't even mean that we're rude. It just means that we value ourselves and we are living inside our frames. Because when we sort of get lost, for lack of a better way to say it, and we're pulled out of our frames, or we even, just sort of shift and move out of our frames on our own, we gravitate towards the frames of others, because human beings are wired to want to feel comfortable and feel good. And so that's like the ego seducing us into this quick fix with external approval, and then we get into people pleasing and rescuing and just all this ego behavior, right, that has this quick fix of feeling good in the moment, yet the half-life for it is not good. So here's the thing, with expanding past what we were already talking about into the universe. The universe is picking up on all of it, because we are walking energy. Remember, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And so the universe picks up on it when we either set boundaries or don't set boundaries. So here's how it goes. Whatever we are continually saying yes to in our head, subconsciously or out loud, mostly it is unconscious, as mentioned, the universe is going to send us more. So that can work in a good way or a bad way. So when we're rewiring, right, and we're doing all these positive affirmations, these positive thoughts that lead to beliefs, remember the beliefs is really what we're talking about, then we will get more and more and more. The more grateful we are, the more abundance will happen, that kind of thing. It's also true with the boundaries. And remember, we teach people how to treat us this way. So if the universe is hearing loud and clear that you're okay in this situation with having your opinion not being heard, if you're okay with not being invited places and you continually try, if you're okay with not being, spoken to appropriately, if you're okay with just having your voice snatched, and just okay with being mistreated, the world is going to send you more of that until you get it. We also talked about life gives us quizzes. Oprah likes to talk about that too. I love her. I love her. She's my good friend. She just doesn't know. And it's so true. It's like quiz after quiz. It's kind of like when we don't pass it the first time, the second time, the 10th, 12th, 15th, 21st time, they get a little tougher. So it's like, this is what I'm trying to show you. You really are valuable. Let's give you another situation. Figure it out. Stand up for yourself. Get back in your frame and out of their frames. And it's also true for what we say no to, we'll get more of. When we start getting stronger and living in our frames, which is super important, the universe gets it. Oh, okay, I guess this isn't okay with her anymore. It's not okay with her to be left out. It's not okay for her opinion not to be heard in a meeting. It's not okay for her to be cheated on anymore. It's not okay for him or them to constantly be manipulated anymore. They are not putting up with it anymore. So no more of that. You pass the test. And obviously, they'll throw you a little curveball once in a while just to make sure and keep you in shape. But mostly, that's how it works. Boundary setting is way bigger than just in that moment with that person. It becomes part of, when we're consistent with it. Remember, oh, the bugs are starting to come out. When we're consistent with it, our thoughts then become beliefs. So really, what we're doing with these, this constant positive talk and shifting into this place of boundary setting, is we are rebooting our hard drive, because we're talking about a belief system. Remember, the thoughts are like the little appetizers to beliefs. Thoughts, when they're all grown up, become beliefs. And this is what drives the unconscious, which is what drives how we treat ourselves and how other people treat us. This is what the universe hears and responds to as a belief system. So this is what we're talking about. And it's very important to get with all of this, also kind of really be aware of what your values are, because your values are what you express to the world, to everybody, to the world, to the universe, and are really, part of our identities, and it all plays in. So that said, make sure to really be aware of saying no, and just don't, if it doesn't work. I'm not saying be selfish and just don't ever go out of your way for somebody. No. But it's like you can feel it. We can feel like taking on that extra task at work, that they always go to you because you're the one who always says yes, and you make it look easy, and you run yourself in. It might be hard at first, but you'll know, because you'll feel so good. It might be uncomfortable again, because you might, oh, their feelings are hurt, oh, they don't like me. And remember, when you say that, that means you're out of your frame, and you are saying what whoever, so even if they're your boss, so-and-so boss, whatever they think of me is more important than what I think of me. No. It doesn't. I don't care who it is. No, it doesn't mean you have to do certain things of course, but it doesn't mean to, lay down like a doormat and take on all this extra stuff that's just too much for you and affecting your quality of life. Your life minutes are important. So, there you go. Boundary setting is put out there to the universe. What you say yes to, you'll get more of. What you say no to, you'll get less of. In a good way. No, it's a good word. It's a complete sentence for me, and sometimes. So that's it. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from the deep woods in northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.